So there's an event that happened when I was a seminarian, doing hospital ministry with non-Catholics and everything. And one of the groups is in a group of people called CPE, so Clinical Pastoral Education, and we do these discussions. And one of the members of the group said something derogatory about another member to that member, to the third member. And I remember watching this. And then the person who got the remark said to the one who was speaking, "Why are you telling me this? Like, why are you telling me this about that person?" And it was interesting because, we had a discussion, or talked to her about that, because it's like, do you want me not to like this person? Is that why you're telling me? What's your purpose in telling me this information, whether it's true or not, about that other person? And it made me think about how important intent is when we say things. Like, why are you saying this? What's your need to say these things about this person or that person? To ask this question or to ask that question. Why are you asking me this question? Right? Which is, I think, important because, or at least I've begun to see that. And so I had, in my own reflection, started to think about people who, will challenge me, let's say, on the faith, right? And why? They say, why do I have to go to Mass? So why are you asking me that question? You're asking me this question to get out of Mass? Or are you asking me this question because you really are interested in the reasons why you go or you want to go? I thought about that because, see, here we have Jesus having a discussion with the Pharisees, the leaders of the time, right? And they're asking a question, by what authority do you do this? And he's wondering, why are you asking me that question? Let me ask you a question. Do you believe? Do you believe about John the Baptist? What do you believe? Was it heaven or not? And then they begin to discuss among themselves what the crowd might think if they say a certain thing. So they themselves are not actually interested in the truth. They know that if I say this, this will happen. If I say this, then this will happen. And he's trying to ask them, well, what do you believe? What's your intention? Why are you asking me this? Because you may just be trying to manipulate things, which is often the intention. I think when the honesty, and if it was Jesus recognized this was not an honest question, right? I mean, what you are doing is trying to trap me. You're trying to get me. You really don't want to know by whose authority, because if I say God, then you know that you'll already have an answer for that. But if you don't believe in John the Baptist, then you're not going to believe in me anyway. So I was thinking, so someone who says something like, why do you believe in God or something? And I said, why are you asking me that question? Because let me ask you a question. Do you believe in good? Do you believe in truth? Because if you don't believe in these basic things, then it'll be hard to believe in God. It'll be hard. It'll be hard to move to that next step, because that's what God is all about, good and truth. And so I think what we're always challenged with, for us anyway, is that in our debates with one, as we watch Jesus debate with the Pharisees and the leaders of the time, to realize that there are many other motives going on in these debates. Sometimes we debate with our spouse or children, and we want to be right. And that's what we're concerned about. And we're going to fight until we're right. We're going to keep arguing, and maybe sometimes, speaking to myself now, make arguments that I really don't even believe, just to prove that I'm right, or want to prove that I'm right, rather than really search for the truth, really be open to whatever it might be. Sometimes what we want. So we're going to keep arguing in favor of that until we get what we want, not really wanting to know what's the good thing to do here? What's the right thing to do here? Have that debate of when when someone does something wrong and, the spouse catches it, and you see them being challenged by it, and because you're being challenged by it, you get defensive. And then as you get defensive, you say, you're arguing, and it's really like you're not interested in what's right and good. You're interested in defending yourself for the things. So we challenge it there. But the reason why I bring that is that there are many dynamics, I think, anyway, in our interactions with one another. And as we interact with one another, to kind of be sensitive to those other dynamics that might be going on. Like, why are you asking me this question? Why are you telling me this gossip? You know, what else is going on here? Why are you doing this act of charity? Why are you doing this negative thing, you know, this mean thing to this person? What's going on here? And I think it helps open up a lot of things. And then we can, even in our own action, why did I just say something that did not need to be said? You know, that person didn't need to know. You know, why am I working so hard to defend my point when I should be open to the truth? Because realizing even Jesus is picking that up with them, and they have this big argument on the side, and then they realize you can't come to the truth, you know, unless you're really, really willing to look in humility at what's right, good, and holy, to believe that. That gives you, I think, the graces you need to kind of just search for the truth, rather than get caught up in all these other things that often go around whenever we get into debates or arguments or justifications, discussions, whether it's with our children or our parents or a spouse, about why and what we think we believe or know, and then see how simple Jesus kind of breaks right through that with them. And realize, look, you're not interested in the truth. You're interested, you know, in what you look like in front of these people. I don't know, and that's really what your desire is. So let's help us sometimes cut through a lot of that, especially in our interactions with one another, and really just search for the good, the right, and the holy instead.